beautiful Okinawan weapon, the iku. This is I'm joined by my friend Zoe Jagger-Hinis, also known on the internet. I was just saying to him in the test room before this, I sweet FA about the iku. I just know where it comes from. I know it's got multiple points, but I look forward to at least learning the basics
Cool.
from the Kabuto master here. My right. I don't know how he turns up on the internet. Sensei,
Hey,
tell everyone about the origins of the iku,
sure.
what its relation is to modern day Goju Ryu, because I know there are links and we can go back a long way.
Hey. Okay, well, first of all, thank you, Sensei, for having me again. So, in essence, Deku is, well, Yiku or Yeku is exactly what it appears to be. It's an oar or a paddle. And there's a couple of terms for it. You know, Iku, Yeku, or Kai. I've heard it called, and some people have referred to it as the Kai ball. Now, I'm not an expert on language, so someone with more expertise in the language could probably give you a better explanation of that. Um, and obviously, the shape of it and just sort of the dimensions of it and the reach, the actual reach that it has is a real advantage in combat. And also, too, it's an unobtrusive weapon. It's something that you can find pretty much anywhere. And remembering that, of course, um, Okinawa is an island and the sea is a large part of Okinawan culture. In fact, the Okinawan people refer to themselves as Uminchu, which means people of the sea. And when you spend time there, you get to see exactly how beautiful the relationship between Okinawan culture and the sea actually is. But again, I'm not an expert. So what I'm going to do is try and show you some movements, some particular movements. And again, I'm not. It's very nice that Sensei said Kabuto master, but look, I'm not a master of anything but the barbecue. And even then, I'm still learning a lot. Um, so, in terms of the iku, you can see they come in various sizes. So I'm 6'3", so this is about the same dimensions as rukshaku ball. So it's about a 6-footer. Okay. This again is the iku as well, and it's a little bit shorter. So they come in different dimensions. You want to be able to use it in a way that is not convenient. What's the best word? A way that's not going to a length that's going to be of use to you. They also notice appropriate. That's a good word. Thank you, Sensei. English second language. Okay, so you can see on this iku, you've got a flat side, and you've got sort of the edge sides, and it has a ridge running down the middle. And if you've done a bit of paddling, you'll know that when you paddle, flat side down, so high top hand, and just paddling like this. Okay, like this. Now, on a lot of iku, what's happened is people are using it specifically as a weapon. So you can see the flat side here, the ridge size side here. But in a lot of iku, they're either flat on both sides or they're ridged on both sides, as this one is. So what I thought we might do is just go through some basic techniques, and also just know that this is interchangeable between using a ball, a jaw, a broomstick, any of those kind of things. So if you're following along at home, grab a ball and it all pretty much lines up. Okay, Sensei?
I'm ready.
Okay. I hope I am. Okay. So what I want you to do is just put the ball, the iku, just flat on the ground in front of you. Okay, now holding the end, all I want you to do from here is, just like in kake, just have one hand up Okay, and just from here with the wrist, just pull up. It's and let it touch the ground. Ni, san. Now, what you may want to do is depending on your strength, you want it to be difficult but not impossible. So you may like to go sort of further down the handle. So see, I'm holding it here like this, okay? Whatever works for you. For me, I like to try and go as far back as I can. So again, it's ni, san, shi, o, roku, shichi, hachi, fu, chu. And what you're trying to do, you're trying to lift it like this. Instead of bringing it like this, you're trying to lift it. You're recruiting your forearm, your tricep, and your lat to try and lift it. It's just an exercise in grip, right? Okay, let's try the other side. Okay, so nice and relaxed. Remembering, get the grip that kind of suits your strength level, okay? Okay, and go. Ich, ni, san, shi, ko, ru, shichi, hachi, ku, chu. Okay. Okay, or that all good with you, Sensei? How was that? No problem?
Ishi, the
Right.
wrist training exercise.
Exactly,
And it's a
exactly.
nice recall to that.
Right. Okay, so from here, all we're going to do is we're just sort of trying to warm up our wrists. So from here again, just like this. Ich, ni, san, shi, ko, ru, shichi, hachi, ku, chu. And other side. Hey, ich, ni, san, shi, ko, ru, shichi, hachi, ku, chu. Now, the thing is what you're wanting to do with this is you're wanting to be nice and relaxed through the shoulders. We're just trying to warm up, get our wrist flexibility up. Okay, so when you do, you don't have to sort of go into your wrist break, but just nice and relaxed. So what I want you to do is an exercise that just grab, just lightly holding on to your wrist and just trying to keep it in place. And just again, which is the same thing. Okay, try and keep it in the same spot. Okay, nice and relaxed. Do a couple more. Okay, and change the side. Try and keep it just nice and relaxed, okay? Ni, san, shi, ko, ru. Nice. So remembering that there are lots of different ways to warm up with these weapons. This is just some of the ways that I like to use myself, okay? All right. So again, another grip exercise. Okay, so all we're going to do from here is we're going to grip here like this, and I'm just going to go one. Right, so here underneath, right, just up. Okay, ich, ni, san, shi, ko, ru, shichi, hachi, ku, chu. Nice. And going, and what you can do is you can go two ways with it. So we were here, okay, and what we were doing is grabbing underneath. So same thing here. It's so underneath again. Neat. It's here, like this. Some here and dropping down catch at the top. Nice. Oh, look. Sit. Hutch. Ku. Chu. Oh, nice and relaxed. Cool. And just bring it up, bring it behind. Or just stretch those shoulders a little bit. Yes. Nice and relaxed right behind. Yes, right down. Yes, and up and down. Hey, muy stop. Hutch. Ni. Bump. Chi. Well, and remember staying nice and loose. Look. Hutch. Hutch. Ooh. Two. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. All right, Sensei. Nice and loose and relaxed in the shoulders. Okay. So one of the keys with I think for me and the way that I like to practice is that you want to have a little bit of relaxedness in your technique, not like spaghetti, not like cooked spaghetti or cooked pasta. You want to still have that firmness, but in your warm up, you're trying to just be as relaxed as possible. Do a couple of more warm up movements, and we'll get into some technique. Hey,
Awesome. I look forward.
okay, so from here, all we're going to do is if you have the iku, have the flat side up, and I'm holding it in this position in my hand. So palm up, and I'm just sitting at just about my hip. And now what I'm going to do from here, just really simply, is I'm going to step up. As I come up, twist. All right. So from here, I'm going to come up, and I'm going in a Hanzen Kozarachi. Wait, it's just nice and relaxed. Knee, don't try for power, just position. Sun. Yon. Go. Look. Chich. Hutch. Hoop. Two. Yes. And change hands.
You're wondering why Sensei is saying yon instead of she. It's because she's
Hey.
bad luck. It's a Japanese character again. So you're not a
Hey.
she done, we're a yon done. And I think it's the
Hey.
same with nana done. I've never found out why it's nana done and not.
She is the same word. She also means death in Japanese. So
So chichi
so
done
yeah.
instead of chichi done, we are nana done.
Ishni san
Okay,
yongo. Yeah. But sometimes either and either. Okay. And again, just nice and relaxed. We're coming up and just so ich ni san chi o look chich hach ku chu. Nice, 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 nice. And remember, it's just a nice, you're just getting nice and relaxed in the technique. So it's not, you're not trying to throw your shoulder out. So it's not bang, just here like this, just getting used to the rotation of the technique as well. Okay. In terms of grip, you want your grip to be firm, but not a death grip. Okay. You don't want it to be too, you don't want to be so hard that you're giving yourself blisters, but you don't want it so loose that it falls out of your hand easily. Okay. All right. So with that, so let's start again from here. We're here nice and relaxed, and we're just stepping up. It's okay. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to do the same thing. Okay, but we're going to go from here off the shoulder. Okay, we're going to grab it with both hands. We're going to come down, and we're going to go. It's so as it comes up. Okay, twist just at that end. All right, so it comes up from here from the shoulder, nice and relaxed. Okay. It's yes. And hold that last position. Okay. Wait. So it comes in. So dropping down. Hey. はい、もう一度。お、ふ、スイッチ、8、9、10. Cool. Nice and relax. Nice and relax with the shoulders. Just roll our shoulders a little bit. Hey, hey, 1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、9, 10. So in a sec, we'll go and do the other side. So like last week, Sensei and I were doing, we're going to start with some basic techniques. Then what we're going to try and do is just chain them together in a little bit of a combi. Um, so you saw what we did last week with the tonfa. I noticed, Sensei, when you did the promo for it, you talked about how you'd knocked yourself in the head. For anyone who watched last week, I'd be really interested to see if anyone can guess or see where I punched myself in the face with a tonfa during that lesson. So you might have hit your head, Sensei, but I punched myself right in the face during that particular lesson. I'll try not to do the same this week.
And you've been doing
Okay,
karate for 40 plus years. So anyone in the
48
comments
years.
beginning, so 48 years. So if you're a
Yeah.
beginner watching this, mistakes are a natural and normal part of karate. So please don't beat yourself up when you make mistakes. You have to have a sense of humor about yourself. If you can't have a sense of humor, then you're not going to see.
Definitely. I remember one time I was learning this particular technique and I went down, I came up like this and I went up and I wasn't holding my palms sweaty and the iku shot straight out of my hands and across the dojo. That was not my finest moment. So I agree with what you say, Sensei.
Actually, before I
Okay,
forget, because a brain
please.
full of squirrels, Sensei, is there a particular wood that these tend to be made out of? Because I see yours is a darker color shade. Bought this from Sherado in
Yeah.
Okinawa. I think
Yeah.
it's just a plain pine one.
Mine, well, actually, to be honest, um, Tawa Sensei, my partner, she was kind enough to buy this for me in Australia. I'm not absolutely sure what the wood is, but I have a sense that it might be Jara. There was actually one of my first iku I purchased while I was training in Canada in about 2010, and it was a purple wood, which I understood was a natural color and had actually come from your wonderful country, somewhere in there. So I can't remember the name of it, but
Oh,
yeah. So I got a Okinawan weapon in a Canadian country from an African wood.
how cool is the world? I
Yeah, I know.
global unity. Let's do the other side.
Okay, other side. So from here, what shoulder were we doing? Oh, we're off here, right? So, so from here, again, same thing. Just sitting on the shoulder, nice and relaxed. So you're gonna leverage it down. You're gonna come up. Then as it comes up, twist, just to get that extra penetration. So again, let's do it again. Nice and relaxed. So leverage it down, move through, Hanzen Kuts, boom. Okay. And again, wait, it's ni, son, shi, wo, duk, shich, hutch, ku. Last one, chu. Cool. Awesome. Cool. Any thoughts on that, Sensei?
My misspent 20s with the bow and the jaw really are coming in handy here. But there
Hey,
obviously is an adjustment for the width and obviously the reduced grip
hey,
gripping area.
yeah.
But I'm looking, You know what it also reminds me of? You know how many kids have come and been like, why, Sensei, why do you have a giant cricket bat? So it does make me
Exactly.
think of that as well.
Right.
You know,
Right.
cricket is big in both our countries, so.
Cricket bat. That's actually a really good point. So, you know, you were talking before about if I was using these techniques with a jaw, it might be something like this. So we were coming like this. So if I was coming off the shoulder, it's me. Same thing. Same thing. Same thing. Yeah. So same sort of thing. So adjust it to whatever weapon or training tool you have available. Okay.
For those all 9 people who are joining us, remember that the advantage with the echo is you do have this other blunt force ridge. So you have 1, 2, you have a slightly pointier bit, then you have the flat bit and the ridge bit. And then, of course, don't forget this can also be a
Right.
stabby bit. In the incredibly
Yeah.
technical term, stabby. But
Yes.
else.
Yeah. So if you think of it like, so obviously you think of it like the same way you think of a sword, right? So there's a blade as such. So the blade is here, and you're coming down like, let's say, coming down on the collarbone, bang, coming back for the neck.
Very much.
Boom. Okay, and then from there, sunakake. So sunakake coming underneath, and you're flipping up the sand and then striking. Okay, so coming through, flip up the sand, step in, strike. Okay, and then what happens is someone steps forward, so you come around and strike with the butt end. Right? So it's a beautiful weapon. It's a beautiful weapon.
Very much.
Okay, I'm going to switch to a shorter one. Sorry, Sensei?
No, I was excited for this because I've always wanted to learn eku, and there's no one here who teaches it. So.
Well, I mean, when we find someone who really knows what we're doing, we should get hold of them. We should have a conversation with them.
Three-way live stream.
Okay, so here, let's start to work on some basic strikes. Okay, so just like all Japanese martial arts or Okinawan martial arts, Jodan, Chudan, Gedan. So we'll go through just some basic strikes and cuts. Okay, so from here, okay, your first one will be coming to the side of the neck. Okay, so it's going to go itch, neck. Okay, so over the head, itch, over the head, knee. Nice one. And so come over, okay, keeping the grip, come over, right? That's it. So think you're coming right in the juncture of the jaw and the shoulder. Okay. And someone said, Sensei on the feed last week, said, nice beard. So just below this point on my beard and my shoulder.
On your permanent beard.
Yes. Okay. So again, wait, itch, knee. And just sit in a loose sort of a heiko Dutch as well. Just stay nice and loose in the heiko Dutch. But feel free to sort of just rotate your hips and the balls of your feet. Okay? So itch, knee. Itch, knee. Itch, knee. Itch, knee. Itch, knee. Okay? That's it. And bring it nice and flat. Nice and flat. Nice and flat. Okay? So keeping your feet, itch, knee. Son, shi, go, look, shich, touch, ku, chu. Cool. Okay, and again, here. Just in here, sort of the side of the neck, or even the jaw. Okay.
Even the jaw.
Now, Jordan, Chudan. So we're going Jordan. Now we're going to go Chudan. Same thing. Now, on this one, some people say striking the hip or the ribs, maybe, or also the elbow, anything, the wrist, anything that will break. So, Jordan, come here, itch, ni, chudan, ich, ni. Yeah. So the ribs, elbows up to you. So let's try and chain those two together. Remember, staying nice and loose on the hakodach, nice and relaxed. Okay, so it's jodan, ni, jodan, san, chudan, chudan. Okay, and from there, we're going to go jodan, jodan, chudan, chudan. Okay, let's try and do all four on one count. Okay, nice and relaxed. Wait, it's just nice and relaxed, staying loose. Ni, san, chi, wo, doku, chich, hach, ku, chu. Yes. Okay, nice and relaxed. Sensei, at this point, do you have any thoughts or any questions or thoughts in the chat? Um,
Thoughts? So many thoughts. Forearms are starting to burn, which is good.
hey,
Anything that creates that forearm strength, especially, I'm always going on about our grip strength. How it's such a good predicator of how you will age. So anything that works on our grip strength is great. I'm sure some people probably want a heavier iku for that, but I think you're kind of missing the point. It's just better to train
yeah.
rather than put that extra strain. Not seeing much in the chat. This man is an excellent instructor, and his name is Sensei Tori. Everyone else, quiet chat this morning, but that's okay. I'm sure people are just enjoying our company and watching us train, and that's all good. We're not. If we were here for fame, I would be training without a top on. So.
And if we were here for horror, I'd be training without a top on. So Ronnie, depends. If you ask my wife what I am, she'll probably tell you a few things, depending on how lazy I've been lately. Sorry, Sensei?
The invisible wife one day.
Oh, you
I'd love to
will.
meet the invisible wife one day.
You
Awesome.
will.
We'll do
You will. We should do a karate couples. We should do a karate couples session.
Absolutely.
You know, and dish the
My
dirt.
husband out of requirement.
No worries. Okay. Shall we try and we'll try and move on? So let's add a technique. So now what we're going to do is sunakake. Sunakake means to scoop the sand. Okay. And you'll see this in a lot of kata. I've seen people, it's kind of digging in, and I've seen people use their foot to sweep the iko up. Some people just come through up and in, and the idea, it's a wonderful idea, especially if you're on a sandy beach. If you happen to be practicing in sand, it's a great exercise to add. So this is how I train it. Just nice and relaxed. So let's try from here. I'm going to bring the iku behind. Okay, we're digging into the sand. And what we're going to do is we come up and use a foot just to drive it up as well and come for a strike. And your target is about here in the throat.
So cool.
Boom. Okay, so what we're trying to do is just give that momentary distraction. So again, coming back, hiding the iku with our body, sweeping up, strike. Okay. Okay, and again. So from here, nice and relaxed, bring the iku behind, almost hiding it a little bit, bringing it down, using our foot, sweep, and in. That's it. And remember, so if I do it from a 45, it looks something like this. So I'm coming in, coming up, using my foot to sweep and strike. So just aiding the iku with a little bit of my foot. Boom. Right? So come down as it comes through. Guide it through with your foot. Yes. Yeah, just give it a little bit of a nudge, not a kick. Just catch the eku with your foot and sweep. That's it. And
Because I'm thinking very much of in Seyunshin, we have a little bit of a dig and
hey,
so it feels very
well,
similar.
Gekso ditch. Oh, same thing. Gekso. Just whoosh. Boom, cipher. Hey,
It's always a tie back.
hey, you ready? Okay, so nice and relaxed behind, coming up, and nice, Sensei. Let's do a couple more. Okay, so nice and loosen the body. Come up. 1, 2. Back, up with the foot, in. Nice. Again. Behind. Okay, trying to almost secret it a little bit. Be quite secretive with it. And then coming down, up, in. All right. Nice. Okay. So I'll just put
Smooth spot.
that's it, Sensei. So you think just keep it in the center line. So the idea is that the sand comes up, but your iku penetrates through the distraction. So you come up, boom. Nice. Okay, and we stop. So if we put them together, it might look something like this. So we go ich, ni, Jordan, chudan, ni, on, back, up, and through. Right?
Must be with the foot, but we try again.
Nice, Sensei. And just sort of staying loose in the body. So try to be smooth, and as you get better, then you can put a little bit of oomph into it. Okay, so let's try again. Nice and relaxed. Okay, ich, ni, san, shi. Come over, up, in. Nice.
Mr. Eku there, but we try to
Right.
figure out.
Go, Sensei. Ni, hey,
Yes, a wide room.
hey. Nice. So as a suggestion, Sensei, just narrow your grip a little bit. And that when you changing, the grip is very wide, so it's being just a little bit difficult to say when you come through. Bang. So when I'm changing, it's quite narrow, but then I extend in the technique. Right? So when you do this part, have your hands quite narrow, but when you get there, see my hand is relaxed into a natural position quite wide. Okay, again, my hand comes together, then again, it comes to a position quite wide. So in the transition, close together, in the technique, a little bit wider. Hey. Okay, so we try and put it together. Let's start off our shoulder. Hey. So grab, hey, itch, knee, sun, feet, sit back, under, up, boom. Cool. Nice, Sensei. Hey, and we stop.
Back before I thank you. Put this camera back before it knocks. Now let's swap. What?
Okay, we stop. Nice, it's off the shoulder. Nice and relaxed. So grab, itch, knee, sun, feet, behind, up, boom. And Sensei will add the last of the combination if you don't mind. So we'll come up from here, this last position. I'm going to change the position of this hand to here. All right. So we've come here like this. I'm changing the position of my hand over. I'm going to strike with the end of the iku and hit with the butt. Okay. So that last technique, we've come in, we've come up. Here, my hand position is here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to change the position of my hand over here. Then from there, I'm going to swing with my hips and come strike the face with the butt of the iku. Okay? Let's go through slowly and see if we can put them all together.
Fantastic. Let's go.
Hey, hey, ich, ni, san, shi, go. Look, change the hand position. Shit, hut. That's it, nice. Hey, we stop. Remember, don't try for speed. Try to be smooth. Speed will come with practice. Hey, ich, ni, san, shi, go. Look, shit. Okay. Can I see it? Do you do it one time, please, Sensei?
Of course. So, slow, close grip together. 1, smaller grip. 2, smaller grip. 3, 4, behind. Sweep. Change grip.
Nice, nice, nice. And always be careful, everyone, when you're doing it, always be careful that your grip is not so wide. So if I'm doing it with, I'll grab the long iku again. What happens is when you do that last thrust, sometimes you're going so wide that your grip will separate and you're just sort of holding on. You can sort of see there, I'm just sort of holding on with my fingers, okay, which is not a very secure grip. So you want to make sure that when you come around and you strike, don't forget that you're holding a weapon. So use the length of that weapon. So when I use the length, my grip that shouldn't start turning into this. That means that I'm reaching too far if I'm doing this. So you want it where your hand sits comfortably firm. Oh, Sensei, that is my invisible wife, who's not very visible, who just said hi to you in the chat. Let's tell her.
Oh, hey. Let me scroll down. Oh, there she is, Kiora. Beautiful question. And I
The what?
back to
Sorry, Sensei.
that. Actually, let's quickly take a chat break. What is that car in the background
Oh,
in the poster? The red one. I see.
oh, it's my son's. I actually, you know what?
Oh, yes, it was your son's
Yes,
room.
yes, yes. So you know what? I don't know cars. It has a transmission, wheels, and it's petrol run. That's what I know about it. So what is?
I'm the same with cars. My car's white.
Oh, yeah, I'm the same. The same. All in water. All in water. So with the just remembering any
Okay.
whip,
Do you
any
have
whip.
free online classes? Get back to that.
Any weapon that you're thrusting, okay, especially ball and things like that, you don't want it so close that it's sort of like this. You're hitting like this. You don't want it so wide that it's sort of unwieldy like this. Okay. So you want to try as much as possible to find that position. And your weapon, in terms of how you handle it, you should be shifting all the time. Okay. A great Kobudo master that I've had the opportunity to train with, a gentleman called Pat McGill Sensei. His Kobudo is so beautiful and technical and so effortless. So when I'm doing this stuff, I'm sort of trying to emulate him a little bit, but doing a bad job of it. So remember, if I'm in like this, if I'm coming up like this, what's the advantage in having a short grip if I'm hitting like this? So you've got to think about, I've got all of this, okay? Okay. So I'm coming around, hitting with the butt and then reinforcing with a strike. Okay. So you don't want it so close. It's like this. You don't want it so wide It's like this. You want to try and find that point. And a way of understanding where you're at is just see where your stance is. If you're off balance, if you're overreaching, that's usually an indication that something's not happened, just like in kata. Okay. Do you want to do it one more time, Sensei, and then maybe we can do whatever you like? Okay.
Before I forget, and we'll come back to the comments. So if you've got questions, ask away, as long as they're we will gladly answer. All right, we'll try my other hand now. Let's see how this goes.
Okay, off the shoulder. Nice and relaxed. You can come up. It's knee. Son. Shi. Or foot comes back, hiding the iku. Come through. Reinforce with the foot. Shich. Change the grip. Strike. Thrust. Nice. Okay. And again. Hey. From here. Hey. Nice and relaxed. So here. Okay. Ich. Ni. San. Shi. Or. Look. Shich. Hutch. That's it. Nice.
It's okay if the iku comes under the armpit like this. It doesn't have to be on the.
It's best. I try to. If you have it here, you can't. It's very hard to utilize it this way. So when I come around, here. I have the iku on the outside of the arm. So 1, 2. So here in this position. There's nothing per se wrong with doing it this way, but it just limits your ability to then recruit it. So if I have it on the outside, if I've gone here, then I can come back. Oh, if I've got it underneath, I've got to sort of untangle myself to do it. That's the only reason. That's just my reasoning anyway, Sensei.
No, of course. No, it makes sense.
Okay. All right. So let's try. I just don't want to. I'm trying not to knock over things in this room that I'm in. So we'll go back to my short iku. So when you at speed, it might look something like this. So nice and relaxed. Up.
Effortless.
Well, I wish it was effortless. But the idea, smooth and flowing, should be the name of the game. Like if you're trying too hard, you become rigid. And like with Goju Ryu, we know that we want to try and find that really beautiful balance between Go and Ju. Okay, Sensei? Any thoughts?
That's the beautiful thing about the art. So loving the same motions that I'm seeing backwards and forwards in and out of kata, like we discussed at the end of last week's session, that the weapon is an extension of the body and the body is an extension of the weapon, and that there's no harm in adding even a little bit of rudimentary bow. I mean, just even the warm-up exercises, the one you taught me in our first live stream with the that one twisting the grip over, and
Yeah.
that we've used today. It all comes back together.
Yeah. Just the idea is, I think that. Sorry, Sensei, please.
No, not at all. Go ahead. The idea is?
I think the idea is to try and think of it like this. As long as for me, I try to use kobudo to augment my karate. So I'm always trying to find ways to have longevity in my karate and in my martial arts. So I kind of practice kobudo because it teaches me things about karate, about ma'ai, distance, timing, and all those sorts of things. Of course, unless you work at an ore factory or you have a boat which is ore powered, we're not walking around carrying these weapons, but where it manifests is in your karate. Hopefully.
Moving away from the random noise there.
That's all right, Sensei. Can't hear them. Mm.
Just switching to these mics. Wonder, it does look brutal. It does. And I wish it would be cool if there was a collapsible one that you could just, take with you wherever you needed to go.
Hey,
Someone asked a really good question. Chris Scarborough, what gi do you have? Dogi.
oh,
First
what
person
gi?
to get
What
the term
gi?
right. So I'm
What,
wearing well, what are you wearing, Sensei?
so I'm a Okinawan Goju Ryu, Goju Ryu karate practitioner, just like Sensei Shay and Sensei Zoe. I wear a black gi. So I've got my white gi, black gi. Black gi usually I use for training outside. Um, or training sort of, I try not to wear my white gi outside if I don't have to. I wear my black gi outside, and it's just a more comfortable, lightweight material for doing sessions like this. Some people have, some people go, the color of the gi determines the style. For me, um, it's really a thing about being pragmatic. Every now and then I might wear a black gi in the dojo if I'm teaching or training, but it's really a personal preference thing. But for the most part, I wear a gi exactly the same way as Zoe Sensei's.
So my training, it's known my federation to wear black. Because Miyazato Sensei, the founder of OGKK and Choji Miyagi's student, said that black gis are dirty
Mm.
because you can't see if someone's bleeding, you can't see if that person's keeping their gi tidy. I see where he's coming from. I teach 5 to 6 days a week. I'm working with kids. I'm working for 4 or 5 hours at a time. I would like to wear a black gi. Sometimes when I'm naughty, I wear a black these live streams and get myself in a bit of trouble. But what I'm wearing right now is, Chris, if you're interested, is an Adidas Shori gi. It's their kind of cutter, tournament cutter gi. It's got nice snap. It's got a nice length. I like the length of the jacket as a woman. It's a little bit more modest. This was the Okinawan cut, slightly shorter sleeves. And I think you've seen in the live stream. It's very, very difficult to get Shiredo to my country. So I only ever get it when I get to Okinawa. This, however, is a very, very comparable gi to the middleweight Shiredo. So my students who want a heavyweight gi and what I call an investment gi,
Mm.
this is a great gi. The equivalent Arawaza, let me. So this is about $100. No, a little bit less. I pay instructor's price.
Mm.
It's a little bit less than 100 US.
Mm.
But the equivalent Arawaza in South Africa is about 150 to 200 US. So I don't ever wear Arawaza for that reason. Not because it's not a great brand. The import costs are huge.
Mm.
And our local gi brands, I find very, very stiff.
Mm.
Don't ever soften over time. So I end up walking like a mannequin. So personal preference, number one, Shiredo. These Adidas's, very happy with this gi. I've had it for nearly 2 years at the end of this year. It's holding its shape very well. It's very punishment. So if you are looking for a gi, this is a great gi. Some people live and die by brands. If the gi is comfortable and fits you well and makes you confident. I personally cannot abide by the loose kumite style gi, long sleeves, long pants. It looks like pajamas. Especially on women, it's very unflat.
Right.
So I know, but you also want to be comfortable and you want to feel like yourself in your gi.
Right.
If you need your gi though to have snap in your cutter, you have a problem. That's got to come from me.
Right.
This just helps.
Well, Sensei, something that
See if anyone else
Jiro
got
Chenin
a
Sensei
question for
said
us.
to me, Chenin Sensei said to me once, I asked, what are your thoughts on black gi, Sensei? I mean, I didn't have one at the time, and very much a junior Yudancho to ask a stupid question. But I said, Sensei, what do you think about black gi? And he said, his answer was very straight to the point, as Chenin Sensei always was. Black gi, black soul. So I was like, oh, okay. Note to self. So, for, for,
Point taken.
yeah,
I think also Cobra Kai kind of did make it a little bit dark.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Uh,
At least we haven't cut the sleeves off yet. We haven't hit rock bottom.
Sensei, there's someone called the Wanderer in the chat who's asking, what is it called? So it's called, it's got a number of names, but it's called the Eku, EKU. It's also known as the Kaibo, Kaibo, which is what I have from wearing a black gi, apparently.
On this, I don't have any, but please go to Sensei's channel, subscribe, hits the button so you see his posts when he posts. And he's definitely got more videos on Kobudo than I do. Sensei's recommend who is tops at Eku or Kobudo.
Oh,
it's not my strong suit.
gosh, I think there are so many people that are fantastic, that are just amazing Kobudo practitioners. And I think, there's some fantastic Ryukyu Kobudo, Matayoshi Kobudo. There's just so many wonderful practitioners. And then you have styles like Okinawan Kempo and people like Matsuda Sensei, who hold as part of their legacy, they hold the Okinawan Kempo style of Kobudo. So if you find yourself in Okinawa, it's always, like, definitely go and do your karate, but also find some good Kobudo. Most dojo in Okinawa do Kobudo, but who's my favorite? There's many wonderful practitioners. I think that what I like about Kobudo and what I look for in Kobudo is fluidity, functionality, and just not so much flashy technique, but strong technique. And when you see someone do a kata or practice a technique, there's just sort of something, an indefinable something about it. Like for me, with Chinen Sensei as an example, Chiro Chinen Sensei. Chinen Sensei had this beautiful fluid way of doing kata, and when you watch him do Kobudo, he had beautiful Kobudo as well. And there was a real nice mix of fluidity. And I always looked at his kata and thought it's like watching the ebb and flow of a piece of classical music. Then you have people like Morio Higuana Sensei of the TOGKF, and his kata is just raw power. I don't mean just in any kind of diminishing way. But then you have people who are coming out of the Jundokan and from other organizations. One of my favorite kata practitioners and practitioners in general comes from South Africa, and it's Buddy Govender Sensei. Has beautiful karate, beautiful kata, but I think it's really about, you've got to sort of, like a Sensei said, you've got to try and find what works for you and what is in your area and what your preferences is. Everywhere you look, you're going to find people who really know what they're doing. And take time, look at what they do. Don't get impressed by the flash. Sort of see the substance of it. It can be really important.
I think what we're also seeing now is there's this whole trend that boring videos are doing well on YouTube because people are now getting so tired of overproduced, very flashy, and nothing feels authentic anymore. So, as you become a better martial artist, your gut instinct will improve. And you'll be able to be like, oh, okay, I see the value in this. Or instinctively, you will just know that they know what they're doing. It will, I don't know how to put it to you other than that. It will resonate with you. And again, this is also very style dependent. Some people will look at Goju and be like, okay, it's too circular for me. And they're going to go straight back to Shotokan, and that's awesome. But if you are broadening your horizons as a practitioner, this week alone, I've had 3 comments from Shotokan people asking about the circular movements. Which kata do they start with? They're looking to broaden their horizons. And we also work with Shotokan people because they have much to teach us in terms of building spirit in their dojos. And some of them, the sheer physicality of their fighting, not sports karate, but they're like kind of at the Hombu hornet's nest kind of fighting. Valuable. If we start looking to each other for guidance and answers rather than what separates us, we can rebuild karate. I hate this whole incredibly divisive, ununified, infighting thing that's going on. And maybe if we can just play our little part in uniting people across the love of karate and not Well, you know, have you heard that joke? How many karateka does it take to change a light bulb?
No.
5. 1 to do it, and 4 to stand around saying that's nice, but that's not how we do it in my dojo. So
Very true.
that
Very
basically
true.
sums up everything that's wrong with karate.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Can we do it one more time before we go so I can
Please.
get any last feedback? And if anyone wants to follow along at home, quickly run and grab your broomstick, your bow, your jo, and see if you can follow along as Sensei helps me through this little beautiful, beautiful little sequence, which I will be practicing in the dojo after this.
Thanks, Sensei.
Make sure I don't forget it with my 6 working brain cells today. Move back over here where the light is better, and I've got space. There we go. Otherwise, I'm going to knock the walls. That's the last one. All right.
Okay. So nice and relaxed. Let's go through 3 times. So bring up to the shoulder, nice and relaxed. Okay, we're going to go through, let's go through 4 times. And each time let's go a little faster until the 4th one, we're sort of really trying to push ourselves, okay? All right. So it's nice, Sensei. All right, number 2. Neat.
Thank you. 1, 2.
Son.
That one was a mess up because midway.
Nice, Sensei. Okay, last one. Let's put some stink on it. Okay, ready? Hey. John. Yosh. Nice, Sensei.
Hi, thank you. Not bad for only managed for half an hour, but I will keep working.
Just one thing, when you do this with this change, just bring your hands closer together. So not here, from here slide in. Up. If you have your hands closer together on the switch, it'll be a little bit easier. Nice. Hey. Nice. Thank you, Sensei.
Hey, what fun. I learned something really cool today. No, thank you, everyone. Thank you so much for joining
Thank
me.
you, Sensei.
Everyone, the whole 16 people who joined us, we hope you've enjoyed this. Please go to his channel, check out his work. He does do courses on all the weapons, not all the weapons, but many weapons.
Hey.
Please check out his work. Check
Thank
out
you,
the
Sensei.
podcast. And our thing, all going well, I hope, I'm not promising, I hope to have the 3rd and last installment of our interview with Hunchy Patrick McCarthy out tomorrow on Friday. And so please,
Nice, Sensei.
if you see us, please like them, watch to the end, much appreciated. Because if you're watching to the end, you're the kind of person who is very supportive of our channel. And as always, we are very grateful. We've come very far from a channel that started in lockdown because we couldn't teach. And it is of my great privilege to still be able to produce and share content with the world. So I hope to do so as long as I can.
Excellent work, Sensei. Thank you. Thank you for having me. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you very much. Thank you for your amazing tutelage. And I look forward to seeing you next week. We'll pick a weapon over WhatsApp. And then
Well, Sensei, this time next week, hopefully, I'll be coming to you from Okinawa. So we'll this time next week I'll be in Okinawa.
Yes, very exciting. We'll coordinate. Yeah, we'll coordinate a little bit for the time. I think it's one more time zone over or under.
Right.
But wow, that would be exciting. A live stream from Okinawa. What
Yes,
a
Sensei.
privilege. Thank you so much.
All right, take care.
Looking so
Bye.
forward. Please send me a
Hey.
picture of a sheet.
I will.
Thank you very much, Sensei. Arigatou gozaimasu.
Arigatou gozaimashita.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us. We hope you enjoyed it, and we will see you here next week. Hopefully, all going well. Cheers, everybody. Bye.